Hello, and welcome to another episode of One Track Mind on Throttle House. Today, we have an interesting question. You have $130,000 Canadian to spend. You could either buy a Dodge Demon or a BMW M5 Competition. The new M5 is already a monster, but this is the M5 Competition. It comes with a power bump to 617 horsepower, and its 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8 makes 553 pound-feet of torque at 1,800 RPM. That, combined with a highly advanced all-wheel drive system that includes a center differential that allows the car to become purely rear-wheel drive with the push of a button, means that this family sedan can do 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 3.3 seconds. The competition package also gets you some lightweight 20-inch alloy wheels and some aerodynamic and stylish bodywork. And when you step inside the M5, it's still civilized and luxurious. However, today we are going to see if it can bring the fight to one of the most ruthless road-legal cars ever made. The Dodge Demon. A classic brute of a straight-line muscle car that Dodge has taken and tuned specifically for the drag strip. When running the correct fuel, it produces up to 840 horsepower and 770 pound-feet of torque from a 6.2-liter supercharged V8. It has deleted headlights to make way for more air into the engine and a massive air scoop on the hood. It even prioritizes its air conditioning for cooling the engine, not the cabin, in drag mode. Today, we are going to drag race these two cars, and then I'm going to take the Demon out on the track to see how much fun it is when you throw some corners at it. Then finally, Colin will set some lap times in both of these cars. So make sure you subscribe and enjoy this episode of One Track Mind. Why are we setting lap times to the Demon again?
Just because we can, and it's a Demon on a road course.
Why not, right? It's a Demon on a road course. We're very interested to see how the car that was quite literally built to dominate the drag strip does on the road course. You know that it has smaller brakes, right? And smaller sway bars.
Which means it'll be a little scarier on the road course, but that's why you have me here.
So he can deal with it, because I have a feeling that when you hit 200 kilometers an hour, inevitably in the straightaway, braking is going to be a little bit of an issue. Which one of these do you think is going to... We have a theory that the M5 is going to be very close to the Demon on the drag strip. Is even though the power differences are obviously there, the all-wheel drive, and it's just really sophisticated, the transmission's fantastic. Which do you think is going to win the drag race?
You know what? That's interesting. If I had to place bets, I think honestly the M5 is going to win.
Actually?
Yeah, just because off the line...
Shotgun, driving the M5.
Unless you have an absolutely prepped surface. The Demon, I feel, is a little quicker than the M5 once you get it moving, but the problem is getting it off the line. The M5 is going to just be an absolute rocket.
It's just going to hook up.
This car, we're going to have to work with it off the line because we're not running it on a prepped drag surface.
Right. So I'm going to hop in the M5 because he said it was going to win, and I like winning drag races. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to actually do kind of a real-life drag race. If you were to street race these cars, which you shouldn't, we're here to do it for you. We're going to find out what happens when these two pull up to a stoplight together. Let's do it. All right. Oh my! Oh my! Toasted the Demon. Oh, braking, good. Oh.
Round one to the BMW. Wow, like on street pressures on like a non-prepped surface, it is so hard to get this thing to hook up anything under 100 kilometers an hour. In fact, I feel like I'm still managing the back end almost all the way to the finish line. It's still getting a little squirrely. This thing's got so much power. God, I love this car.
Real life with the all-wheel drive, I don't think, we're gonna do another launch to see if Colin can get a better hookup with the Demon. But without a prep surface, drag radials, heating the tires, and all that stuff, the M5 is gonna win at a stoplight every single time. Here we go. I'm gone. Just gone. Just gone. He doesn't have a chance. That is 178 kilometers an hour at the end of the strip. Oh my God. There you go. So, street conditions, not drag strip. Just don't write a comment yet. Street conditions. The BMW M5 competition can beat a Dodge Demon off the line. But today we're gonna do a rolling race because that Demon deserves a chance to show its power. There's the Demon. This is actually really exciting. Here we go, and roll on the power. Oh, the Demon walks away. That's it, the Demon walks away. End of story. Oh, there's your answer, folks. From a roll, the Demon's got the guts. The M5 just can't put it down. I picked the right gear and anything. I had good headroom in second. I hooked up properly. That is the reality. So, from a dig, the M5 takes it because of the all-wheel drive, but it cannot beat over 800 horsepower.
We ran the race a few more times with the same result. The Demon just has the raw power to win. And for you drag junkies out there, the owners ran their cars on a previous day on a properly prepped drag strip, and the M5 managed a 10.99 second quarter mile, and the Demon managed a 10.46 second quarter mile, both on 94 octane. In better conditions and on race gas, the owner reckons he can get his Demon down into the 9s. But today isn't just about drag racing. I grabbed the Demon from Colin and took it out on the track with one thing on my mind. Can it drift? Oh yes, it can drift.
Good words gone. Words are gone. They're just gone. Okay, so what's the car like to drive at the limit, or past it, as you saw? It's really controllable. There's really good communication coming from the front end. The rear is predictable. The diff works perfectly. The power is so linear and so predictable that I'm just controlling the angle with my right foot. It's a breeze. The Dodge Demon is not a drift car, but right now it is. Oh my goodness! Transmission in sport. Paddle shifters are on. Traction control is completely off. Stability control is completely off. Suspension sport, steering in sport. Oh my God. Brakes not good. Brakes are not good. They're turning in. Oh my God, it's evil. The acceleration is just evil. It's beyond belief power. I've never driven anything that can haul itself in fourth gear like that. Oh, I need a Bible. Okay, now seriously, this car is not meant for a road course. It's really truly meant for the drag strip. But the owner wanted me to show the world that the Demon can do the road course too. So today we're gonna find out. Unfortunately, it has smaller sway bars, which are hollow to save weight. It has smaller brakes, which are not as powerful to save weight. And it is mostly set up for straight line aggression, which means that out here on a road course that's really tight and twisty, we're not at home. But the question is, can it still be good? All right, what's the Demon like to drive in the corners? It's actually hard to say because there's so much torque. I'm having a hard time deciding if the chassis feels balanced like I usually try and describe to you. Because if there's any detectable understeer, I just give it a bit more throttle and it just cleans up the line consistently. The front end feels big, without a doubt. This is a very large car, but you know what? It doesn't actually feel that heavy. And it actually feels pretty agile for what it looks like. It's not a Miata, but I mean, this thing poops Miatas every single morning, but it's just immensely powerful. Oh my God. Started to get squirrely in fifth gear. Oh, that's dangerous. I'm gonna take a break now. Here's my verdict on the Dodge Demon. Yes, it's ridiculous in a straight line. Beyond belief fast. It hurts to accelerate. But out here on a road course, it actually feels pretty good. If you bought this car and upgraded the brakes and used it on a road course, you wouldn't be upset. This is a fun car out here. The front end is engaging. The steering feels good. It feels really predictable when you go into a slide because the power is so linear. It's excellent. It truly is excellent. No, it's not a road course car. Can it do the road course? 100% it can. End of story.
I wasted no time and hopped right in the M5 competition.
It is enormously powerful right away. And oh, the front end just feels really small. I don't believe that. It's just absolutely just light. It feels light. Oh, it's fast. It's so quiet and calm after being in the Demon. So we have an electronically controlled diff, and I have the traction control completely off, stability control completely off, and we have it in two-wheel drive. So this is capable of completely disconnecting its front two tires and being a proper rear-wheel drive M5, which is honestly the way that it should be. And it feels really flat in the corners. Really, really composed. Unbelievable. All right, the turn in is excellent. You get a little bit of push in the middle of the corner, but the car still feels like an M2. It doesn't feel like an M5. It's a really big car. You know, it's just planted and really fast. Oh my God. 184 kilometers an hour easy. Oh, and the brakes are good. All right, gonna turn in. So, the big saloon car can light up its rear tires easily. It doesn't have the same immediate breakaway power that the Demon does, but once you get in it and you get that little lag where the turbos are just like, boom, power, now please, and it just lights up. There must have been quite a lot of smoke pouring out of the back of that car. I will overlay a slow-mo video right now. You know, it's actually not all that easy to control a large power slide like that. It feels a little bit jerky when you're really in a big skid. I think I'm trying to do a really tight drift around a corner and kind of slot it in a narrow area. This BMW would be more at home in a big, wide open exit slide, which we don't have the ability to do here. Ooh, it regains traction so quickly. By the way, the car panics when you're in a slide and thinks that you're going to crash, so it tightens the seatbelt really, really aggressively. This one actually has a torque converter. It's not even a DCT. But guess what? It's really, really good, because nowadays that doesn't matter. These torque converters are so good. They lock up, as far as I understand, and you can't tell that you're not in a crazy double clutch racing transmission. Listen to the shifts. This car is unbelievably fast. Feels almost Demon fast, but it's like the power is being served to you by a butler, not a sledgehammer. That's the difference between this car and the Demon. and the rest of it is unbelievably comfortable. You put everything in comfort mode, and that torque converter becomes a really soft transmission. This car can become a completely subtle cruising car, and then turn into a fire-breathing monster at the track, as you can see. All right? It doesn't quite have the immediacy of the power delivery that the Demon has. So for me, doing a power slide, I actually found it easier to power slide a Mustang than I did this M5. So there you go. However, when you drive this car fast and you're not trying to be a complete idiot so much that the car thinks that you're crashing and tightens the seatbelt, it becomes a really proper sports car. I'm gonna put it in four-wheel drive sport right now. All right? I'm gonna come to a stop because I don't know if it's something you have to do. Four-wheel drive sport, and now we're gonna drive it really quickly in all-wheel drive form so I can tell you what that's like at the track. I can feel it moving the power and the suspension around and just absolutely doing everything that it can to get you to the exit of the corner in one piece. Just an absolutely impressive car. We've got the steering in sport right now. You know what? The steering is really good. The interior of the car is so nice. In fact, I think I'll turn on my cooled seats. Ooh, very good. That's nice.
I came off the track astonished by the performance of both of these cars, but it was time to hand the keys over to Colin so he could set some lap times. Remember, the Demon is on drag radials, not meant for the track, but we were dying to see how well it could do. Now, the M5.
All right, we have ended the day. I don't actually know the lap times that Colin set. I'm dying to know. Give me the Demon time first.
So the Demon did a blistering 125.1.
125.1?
25.1.
So like the same as we did in a stock STI.
Yeah, the STI was I think like a mid 24, high 24 or something. So it's slightly slower than stock STI. Yeah.
Aww, poor Demon.
Again, it's a drag car on drag radials, has drag
smaller brakes, smaller sway bars. Yeah, it was never meant for the road course.
No, and after the first corner, you know that abundantly clear. It's not a road course car. That being said, I still had a lot of fun trying not to die in it.
Yes, you didn't die. He's still here.
Brakes on 800 horsepower. I'm not gonna lie. One of the few times I was feeling a little on edge in this car.
It was genuinely. The first time I went after the first straightaway, I was like, oh, okay, is the car going to stop or not? It was actually genuinely scary. However, I was hoping that horsepower would. This is a really good example of how sometimes horsepower really doesn't matter with tire and suspension setup, because 800 horsepower managed to do the same as a car with 300 horsepower. Now, M5. I'm hoping for a below 120. What did you do?
So the M5 did a 119.7.
119, high five. Yes, very good. That is a fast car. There's probably more in it, maybe with the heat was maybe causing a problem.
Today I think was hurting the car a bit.
Yeah.
We're like at 41 degrees today. It's
Yeah.
humid. I mean,
I'm feeling it right now.
I'm dying in the suit.
You're
So,
dying
I
in
mean,
the
you know, the tires were overheating like almost instantly in
Yes.
the course today. Power still felt good, but who knows? I mean, the brakes were starting to die a little bit, but I think with a little less heat, better conditions, I think there's like a high 118 in it.
Really? Question is, which one would Colin own?
I have to do the very anti-Colin thing today, and I absolutely would pick the muscle car today.
Really?
I fell in love with this car. I've had it for a day or two, and my buddy lent it to me for the video shoot. And you know what? I actually fell in love with this car far more than I thought I would.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I just love this car. It's just got so many little subtle nuances you can't appreciate until you actually experience it and drive it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a very, very special machine. This is coming from somebody who's driven a lot of cars.
Yeah, yes, exactly. No,
I like this car.
it's an absolutely wonderful car.
It's not
Now,
just a Challenger with more horsepower.
no, it is not. It is totally different than that. I've driven the regular Challenger, and this feels different. Okay, my choice.
BMW, he's Thomas.
I own BMWs. I love BMWs. I drive BMWs, but personally, in this case, believe it or not, I would take the Demon 2.
What?
Yes,
Why?
I know.
You're not Thomas. We're
Because
Thomas.
I know. But okay, the M5 is an unbelievably good car, and it is still so much fun. But just the engine in this Demon is just fantastic.
Oh, it is.
It's fantastic. Like the power slides that I was able to do, the way that it turns its tires into smoke, at like literally a flick of your right foot, the noises that it makes, how ridiculous it is on the road course. I'm a road course guy. I'm not even a drag racer, and I would have it. I think it's really special.
Yes.
It's an absolutely fantastic car.
It's a very special car. It actually is.
Anyway, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe. There's lots more One Track Mind coming your way, so we'll see you next time.